Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My screen name is Cobra Muffin, and we're coming at you with another match from the Ori and the Blind Forest All Skills Tournament 2018. Joined with me is none other than Sikinar. What's up, man?
Not much, dude. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. We have quite a treat for the viewers today. We have EloJimmini versus Fluffy.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting race. Elo in the 3rd seed and then Fluffy in the 30th seed, both of them. Actually, no, we're going to see a bit of a mix here. We got keyboard and mouse and then a hybrid on Fluffy's end. So, control scheme, yeah, that's definitely going to play a factor in a few aspects of the gameplay there.
Yeah, it's pretty great that the game is accessible to both keyboard and mouse and controller players, and then seeing Fluffy break out that keyboard for a few very specific tricks that can be pretty tight. But also, we see a pretty big disparity between the PBs. Elo with a sub-29 PB and Fluffy with a 33. We definitely expect EloJimmini to walk away with this match today, right, Siki?
Yeah. And Elo has, well established as a very seasoned Ori runner. That being said, Fluffy, though, as you can tell, there's been about a minute worth of improvement since since beginning of the tournament. So Fluffy's definitely bringing that time down, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, it's really exciting too. Like, looking at that, he has a best race time that's within 30 seconds of his PB. So that's really insane. I'm really looking forward to see what both of our runners can pull out of the hat today. I'm sure Elo is going to be trying to make a statement where Fluffy is going to be pushing for a PB. And hey, who knows? Like, we have seen some of these top tier runners losing minutes to just getting infinite in certain sections. So we could see a huge upset today, but we're definitely expecting Elo to sort of take the lead and hold on to it.
Yeah, for as many PBs as I've seen already in this tournament, I'm expecting really anything here, in terms of
right. Yeah. Yeah, looking at this bracket, we see this is an upper bracket match. So even if Elo or Fluffy takes a loss here, that's going to send them down to the lower bracket. So this is not actually an elimination match for you today, but Fluffy being able to close out his match versus Grim, what an excellent race, is going to be facing Elo today. And then the winner of this match is going to be facing Terra21 in the round of 32.
Yeah, it'll. Yeah, luckily for this one, the stakes aren't necessarily as high as they could be. We'll definitely be seeing them more in the tournament regardless. So.
Yeah, for sure, man. But that being said, it looks like we're going to get our runners underway. If this is your first time watching an Ori match, don't worry, down below underneath the screens you're going to see these skill wheels that'll sort of fill up as we go around the map and collect skills, which gets us mobility. And then there is the first and second place emblems so that you can tell which runner is in first and second place at any given time throughout the match. But that being said, looks like we have EloJimmini on the left and FluffyPrower is going to be on the right.
Let's see if any of them are going for a color code here to change Ori up. It looks like they're going to be keeping with the standard, which usually isn't a bad idea for tournaments.
Yeah.
Sometimes changing your color can make for some really camouflaged Oris, so.
Oh man, yeah, like any sort of like dark blue or dark purple color, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah, it's like, what have I done? Yeah, so both of them just making their way to sign, which is technically the first skill in the run, so you're going to see that pop up on the wheel there.
Yeah, and we're going to see how our runners do through the Frankie fight. Getting really clean 5 shots off as quickly as possible definitely can be a matter of split seconds, up to seconds. So going to be very exciting to see how quickly our runners can get through this next section. But in the beginning section, we don't have too many skills or things to incorporate into our mechanics. So the runners should be relatively close, maybe no more than a couple seconds of disparity.
Yeah, in the early game, it's less about major things and because it's so much basic platforming. It's all about minor, tiny optimizations. The timing of taking damage and spacing your shots out and all these things.
Yeah, and so like there, Elo and Fluffy both losing just a little bit of time because they collecting the first experience or health or energy drops causes Ori to do this like victory animation, like you just picked up something, right? Like kind of in a tutorial-esque fashion, but you can actually get a jump off of a flower pad and get a little bit higher. However, both of them ended up having to watch the animation on top of the flower pad, so that lost them just a little bit of time, but here we go. Elo at Ghost Door gets a nice clean Ghost Door, and Fluffy too. Lowering your health to 1 health there to take the fastest death really is important, and Elo going for 3 HP Sticky.
Yeah, looks like their route will diverge a little bit here. Fluffy just getting 4 health a little earlier, which makes the elbow going down to a wall jump a lot safer. It's the time kind of balances out a little lighter, so yeah, it's really just more of a, I think, a preference, although one might be a little more optimal than the other.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Like, it used to cost a lot more time to collect that 4th health cell, but now that we actually do a poison swimming section at the end of the run, that ends up causing us to have to collect up to 5 or 6 health. So, because we have to collect extra health cells anyway, that one right at the beginning of the game is only like, I don't know, like a few seconds less optimal than some of the other health cells that are nearby later in the run. So, interesting decision from Elo. Definitely pushing his optimizations for this run in order to take an early.
Yeah, for the time being, that will put him ahead by about, 15, 16 seconds or so. Looks like Fluffy, I didn't notice if Elo got the level up early, but Fluffy's definitely going to be taking it on the way out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So here we go. On the left, Elo is coming to the location. And no, he did not level up on the way down. So collecting all of that extra experience from that explosion that was caused by the level up. And Fluffy now is going to be coming to the same area. I'm sure his experience is a good count. It is, and so he too is going to be able to clear those spores in that slime and collect a bunch of extra experience.
Yeah, now that they have wall jump, there's going to be a little bit more complexity in movement that they're going to be offered from the game until they... up till the end of Blackroot Burrows, so...
Yeah, true shade, Sticky. And we saw that both of our runners were able to get past Trojan Log, which can be a pretty trolly sort of jumping section. And Elo is currently in the lead and is going to be the first to get into Blackroot Burrows, but he's going to have to be a little bit careful because he only does have that max health of 3, where Fluffy has a little bit more padding. So it'll be interesting to see what Elo decides to do in terms of safety saves when he gets into this area. Also, it'll be interesting to see what experience route our runners opt to go for.
Yeah, starting about here, you're going to see whether or not they're going to go for something that they call genocide route, which actually involves a lot more farming of experience, from what I understand, or they're going to just be meticulously killing only a certain number of slimes to make sure that they get their next level up in a very precise spot. So.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like they are opting to grab this 100 experience orb instead of killing off every single slime that they come across. Elo, so far so good. Ooh, takes a little spooky platform jump there, but gets over the instant death spikes for him. Oh, man.
Yeah, catching those bobbing cycles can be pretty precise, but he looks like he, as you can tell from skipping the 4th health cell, he's not afraid to take a few risks here.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and Fluffy, nice, nailing the difficult jumps in order to get up to that 100 experience, or making that trick look easy, as Elo is doing a quit out and reload in order to manipulate some cycles, as Fluffy is actually doing the same thing, just in a slightly different spot. That's interesting from Fluffy. I've seen that one before from a few of the other runners, but haven't seen a lot of people do that this tournament. And Elo on the left is waiting for some cycles, Sticky.
Yeah, Elo went for the reload near the top to catch that better cycle. And so it looks like both of them actually getting...
Yeah, Fluffy just barely managing to catch a platform as it was raising up. That was insane. That was so tight, dude. Oh my goodness.
I held my breath for a moment, but got the platform all right, so we're all good. Yeah, missing these cycles, is anywhere between 4 to 8 seconds, so...
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's so, if Fluffy had missed that one too, he can actually fall all the way down and take a death and actually lose even more time. And oh, this is exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. Trying to manipulate these platforms in a certain way means you sometimes cut it a little too close, and it gets away from you there.
Yeah, and on the left, Elo actually doing a cutscene stack, which is a recent development actually in the community. So he's going to stand in a really specific spot in order to toggle one of the cutscenes and then move to the tree in order to stack the other. Let's see if he is able to do this. All right, yeah, and he's going to make it to the tree. Nice. So he stacked 2 cutscenes there, and he has to do some blind movement. He has to nail a dash glide over this gigantic pit in the main room, and he gets through. Wow.
Yeah.
Nicely done from Elo. That really doesn't save a lot of time, but Elo just not pulling his punches here, Sicky. This is just such a pleasure to watch a runner of his caliber.
Yeah. With his consistency, he knows that he can afford to really just opt for some more interesting strategies here, which is always a pleasure to see.
Yeah, and here we also see that he can pace with 3 shots per hit, so that means he's going for the quick flame. So no magnet on this Frankie walk is going to make the timing a little bit tighter from Elo, but I've seen him do this trick a bunch of times before, so I'm sure he's going to be able to get it. Yeah, he's going to wait for the Frankie to jump one more time, and he sucks up the experience and gets through.
It looks like Fluffy starting the Frankie walk as well here. And I believe Fluffy, I didn't notice if Fluffy opted for having Magnesis here, or if they, well, I believe they did, because, yeah, they did the more standard cutscene sketch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does have Magnet. And Elo now coming up to the next trick. So eyes on the right as Fluffy goes through Death Gauntlet, while also looking at the left. Here we go. Elo dashing up, jumping at specific times. Doesn't get it. Just a slight misstep getting up that wall. Got Elo slightly out of position, so he could not dash over that crystal to be able to make an early crush recycle. A little bit of a misstep here from Elo is going to cost him about 8 seconds, but that's okay. He still is definitely having a pretty commanding lead in this early game. It's Fluffy just getting through Death Gauntlet with such ease. Nicely done, man.
Yeah, good thing that they both made it through there. That area can be pretty punishing if you take a death in the Death Gauntlet, because you don't have a lot of energy to spend on safety saves.
Yeah. Ooh.
Elo taking a slight death. It's not the most punishing. Just sending him back maybe to the.
Yeah, just a slight misstep there from Elo, and Fluffy does not get the Crusher cycle as well. So no, that was a chance for him to make up a little bit of time on his opponent, but that's okay. He didn't also lose any time from that. As Elo doing some more blind movement, the Madman gets up there really cleanly, even almost making it over to the left wall before that blind movement ended, and that's just absolutely insane. And he's coming up to the next trick, which is Grotto Cycle, but I imagine he's gonna get it first try.
Fluffy also opting for the blind movement here. This part, it's a little more consistent, so it's definitely tournament safe to go for this if you're comfortable with it.
Oh.
Looks like taking a bit of damage, maybe falling in the water there, but saving it pretty good.
Wow, yeah. So when you see those red flashes across the screen, that means our runners are taking damage. And there, Fluffy, if he hadn't gone out of that poison water fast enough, he could have actually got himself into an infinite loop of dying over and over again, because the game saves right at the end of that Spirit Tree cutscene. But Fluffy coming up to Grotto Skip, gonna be going up, grabbing the experience orb.
Beautiful! Wow!
Wow! First try.
First try off of the side. No time wasted on that.
Man, that's so incredible. That's awesome. I mean, like, especially like in a tournament setting, I'm always like super nervous and my hands are shaking. So just seeing both of our runners pull that out of their hat is just really awesome to see. And Fluffy doing some more really difficult double jump movement. It's just very impressive to see him work through these areas.
Yeah, this whole area is kind of a unique kind of thing, because it's all about optimizing wall jumping, because the majority of it here until you get abilities like bash and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like I remember hearing Wilson talk about this. Wilson, another definitely veteran and very impressive speedrunner of this game, and mentioning that that this section from double jump tree to bash is like it's not necessarily the most difficult to initially learn, but it's like easily one of the hardest things or easiest places to lose time when you're doing PB attempts. Excuse me. just because there's so much of this meticulous movement, and then one small misstep and you end up falling down, or you don't get up a wall a certain way, and so that messes up your spacing for the rest of your execution. But Elo making it the first to Ginso Tree, just a little bit behind his best time in the tournament so far. So nicely done from him in a sub 12 minute.
Yeah, sub 12 entry in a tournament race is fantastic. So
yeah,
it's a really good pace. Fluffy not far behind though, just activating the swamp teleporter and then making his way there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, like a sub 12 minute with missing the grotto cycle, right? Like, holy crap, man. That's just so insane. And Elo is just on a different level here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and so through that gamer room pretty well. That area can be a little finicky, but Elo has no trouble with that, so. Yeah, and look at this. It looks like Fluffy's on a really good pace for himself as well, getting into Ginso Tree ahead of his best tournament time so far. And remember, his best tournament time ended up being less than 30 seconds away from his PB. So I imagine that Fluffy is actually on pretty heckin' good pace for himself right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually getting word that Fluffy is indeed 9 seconds ahead of his PB after the entrance into Ginso Tree. So that's awesome. We're definitely going to be keeping track of that and watching him as he continues to go through the run. And Elo is like 20-something seconds away from his PB, but that's okay. That's like to be expected in a tournament.
Yeah, that's still going to be, projected to be a 29, so by no means a bad time.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And Elo making quick work of that mini boss. Slight misstep, missing a keystone. That's okay. He just has to travel through the portal again. But he is going to be coming up to Bash Tree really, really soon, as Fluffy now is going to try his own hand at the mini boss as he gets in.
See, Elo might get the hyperspeed here. And
he does.
Oh, beautiful movement right in front of the tree.
Wow.
Really behind his best bash in the race.
Yeah, look at that. Like within 5 seconds of his best tournament time so far. That's really, really insanely good. What a treat watching both of our runners work through the game so quickly.
Yeah, both these runners, performing, basically at their best. It's really good to see this.
Yeah, dude, and looks like Fluffy is going to be able to take out the mini bosses. Elo's heading into the key dupe area. Oh, he might have taken a bit of damage or something. Oh no, he's just going for the double dash method all the time.
Oh yeah, that bonk on the spikes there to save a little bit of time. Working out pretty well for him there. Yeah,
Elo also double jumping out of the final bash in the key dupe area is going to allow him to fall into the spikes a little bit quicker, but very easy to mess up that setup, but Elo just made it look super, super easy. And now Fluffy is at Bash Tree, and it looks like he is right on pace with his best time, keeping that 2-second ahead margin in his favor. And now Elo getting into the next mini boss is going to be leaving this area soon for his own attempts at Swamp Entry. And throwing in a double bash there for a little bit of flavor, trying to pick up the experience without Magnet.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah, still working with a different set of skills here without that Magnet.
Right. Yeah, like the late game experience usually comes down to big sources of experience. So there are these like 100, these 200 experience orbs that we end up collecting to supplement. And ooh, Fluffy having a little bit of trouble, but he's able to save it. So he's up in the key dupe area now, but recognizing he doesn't have enough health to take a fast damage boost we saw Elo do. And is he going to get the key dupe?
It's like making sure the positionings right there, which is not a bad idea for that trick, because failing the key dupe means you just have to, grab the 3 and try again, which is not a small time loss. So.
Yeah, and Elo with it looks like a 34% success rate coming into the Swamp Entry, just making all of this look easy. Nailed the blind movement and gets into Swamp really fast. Well done, Elo, bringing up his average. Yeah, and it looks like Fluffy now in the second mini boss. Ooh, just a slight
dropping
misstep.
the wall grab there, but keeping it. Gonna have to save himself from the spikes, but unfortunately it was just enough to kill him. The game autosaves here, so at the very least, all he has to do is refight the boss, and he's all set.
Yeah, and Elo with a 16:31 for his stomp tree, beating his best stomp time in the tournament so far by over 10 seconds. That is just absolutely insane. Getting that fast swamp entry definitely was a key to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now Fluffy also going to be heading up to the blind movement. So we're going to see a little bit of a high five from our runners. You're not going to be able to see Fluffy because he's going to be doing blind movement, but Elo now working his way through. He's going to collect one more ability cell. Oh, Fluffy opting
like
not
Fluffy
to do the blind movement.
Triggering the lasers here, yeah, rather than the blind movement. Maybe not a bad idea.
No.
In the context of the race, so.
Yeah, and here we go. We're going to see his attempts at swamp entry, placing a safety save as Elo on the left with the 100% success rate with Crow cutscene skip, keeping up the average. And Fluffy has to take a death here. It looks like the frog died, so he's just going to take a death and reset up at his safety save. And now, is he going to be able to get through here? Oh, he's opting for the double bash with the shot miss.
The shot miss. These ceiling hitboxes are something else. Let me tell you.
Yeah, oh no, just a slight misstep from Fluffy.
Keeping the frog alive though, so it's okay. Getting that double bash, and it's good.
Nice. He gets in there. So a little bit of a struggle from Fluffy to be able to get into Swamp, but he is able to make it in there. And Elo now over 20 seconds ahead of his best tournament race time so far. How exciting.
Yeah, you know, a little past the halfway point here, so Elo is making his way into the second part here on a fantastic pace.
Yeah, and up in this second part, there's a lot of room for really tight execution and really difficult bottleneck tricks. And a runner of Elo's caliber, we definitely expect him to be able to keep up with that. So we're going to see, is Elo going to be able to continue to put on a clinic and beat his best race time overall, as Fluffy is on a heckin' good pace as well, Sticky.
Yeah, Fluffy, similarly, as we said, you know, doing a really good job keeping up with his personal best here. Aside from the swamp entry being a little tricky with some hitbox stuff, playing it off really well and going strong, so.
Yeah, and Fluffy, with the slight difficulties with swamp entry, is 1 second behind his PB at swamp entry. So we're going to see how he's able to continue to go on, but I'm sure that was a nice, like, sort of bottleneck trick with a bit of slip up. No, the laser was still active!
And staying alive.
Oh my god! Elo on the left, going for fast stompless. He's going to be working over to an ability cell. And Fluffy, with coming in with 25% success rate on the Crow cutscene skip, gets through their first try.
Nailing that beautifully, yeah.
Yeah, and Elo nails fast stompless. Two insane tricks simultaneously was closed out by both of our runners. How exciting. This is just so insane to watch.
Yeah, kicking off the second half here with really good, you know, execution, both getting the cutscene skip, and let's see if Fluffy is going to be opting for, well, fairly soon coming up, there's going to be a slight route divergence depending on what Fluffy's comfortable doing, but before that, going to be getting Shark Flame.
Yeah, for sure, and bringing down that Frankie. Over on the left, we're going to see how many tries it takes Elo to do Sorrow Bash, get some extra energy, no safety save up top, confidence swelling, gets the bird into position.
Amazing first try.
He's done. Yeah. Woo. That's good. Now he's in Sorrow where, like, everything one-shots Elo.
Yeah, at this point, because, you know, we only have 4 health, all the environment and enemies here do either 3 or 4, so basically one-shotting Ori should you know, touch the spikes or something.
Yeah, Elo with some big energy mishaps because he ended up, oh no, did he fail the rocket turn? No, he didn't. Okay. Yeah, Elo's struggling because, so he spent too much energy, and so maybe not being able to do Crazy Juggle or opting not to do it. We'll see if we can get him to flash his UI at some point to get an energy count. Otherwise, he's just going to have to come through here and feather up this frog in order to be able to get access. No, he does have enough for Crazy Juggle, so canceling out these stomps, but oh no! Bash bug!
Not quite keeping the frog alive there. It's going to be...
Yeah, Elo's going to take a death. Yeah, so he is going to end up going through. He probably just didn't have enough energy to go for a crazy juggle again. So instead of just trying to like flounder around and guess what he was supposed to do, he's going to end up just redoing Sorrow Bash, getting that good energy count and being able to go into that area a little bit more cleanly. But just big time loss for Elo, and Fluffy on the right goes for fast Stompless. That shot looked okay.
Like it could work. Let's find out. So not quite getting fast Stompless, but grabbing the ability cell and making his way back up to the top.
Yeah, so we're going to see, he just decides to do, so over on the right, we're going to see Fluffy just showcase off what we normally skip. And Elo on the left, nailing crazy juggle, gets the long juggle up there, and he is going to be able to make it up to Sunstone. Well played, Elo.
And see here, Fluffy opting to get charge jump at the top there before activating the Kuro scene. Being that movement up there being what you don't see if you successfully get fast Stompless.
Yeah, I like this from Fluffy too, because once he makes it back up there, he can use that save as a safety save. So we use the Spirit Well here to heal, or even if he just ends up heading all the way up, he is going to be able to just use that
it looks
as a
like
safety save.
Fluffy is comfortable with his energy count at the moment, so he's just going to be opting to make his way up to that save and beginning Sorrow Bash.
Yeah, that's good, and he was really far ahead of his average time with getting to that point. And Elo, with his average charge jump time in the tournament at 23:44, maybe not quite on as insane of a pace as he was earlier, but still being ahead of what he's normally been able to accomplish in the tournament thus far. And Fluffy makes it into Sorrow, no problem.
Yeah, both runners in terms of Sorrow Bash, having no trouble there.
Well, that's insane.
It's for a different route, I believe, rather than push Crazy Juggle, going for the Terror Jump or Terror Break.
Yeah, and it looks like Elo lost about 1 minute and 30 seconds to that Sorrow silliness. But that's okay. He must be still going through happiness pass in his brain, knowing he can still get a time of about a mid-30.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now Fluffy is at Charge Jump Tree, so making it to that next location. But I believe he's going to be doing a little bit of a different way to get up to Sunstone Sticky.
Yeah, as opposed to what you saw on Elo's when carrying the frog all the way up to the top. In this way, you can actually exploit the save anywhere to trick the game's physics to let you just bash right through the top of it.
Yeah, and there it goes. Yeah, and he gets
upwards
there.
Yeah, for whatever reason, that just preserves the the momentum you have upon death, and then with just enough time to break the ceiling.
Yeah, for sure. And Elo just having really nice movement through Missy is going to be able to make it over to Climb Tree. So Elo still with a very, very comfortable lead here. His best climb time was a 23:26, and he's at about a 24:50 something. So yeah, definitely losing a lot of ground there from the Sorrow, but still, like, that's still a pretty good time. Like, I'm just looking at this, I'm like, oh my god, like a 25 to Climb Tree, just oh my goodness.
Yeah, it helps that, albeit maybe one or two things have gone wrong, Elo has still been, like we said, not pulling punches, so the pace is still something to marvel at.
Yeah, just look at all these charge dash stomp cancels, not waiting for a floor to just, like, materialize a little bit to the right, instead doing this really insane and tight trick, and just a pleasure to watch Elo's, like, early, mid, and late game optimizations that he's brought to the table.
Fluffy now beginning to make his way into Misty, having no trouble leaving the Sunstone. Sometimes that area can be a little tricky, but not quite getting the rocket jump up that Frankie, but as a backup, riding the projectiles from the worms.
Yeah, this is just a nice thing for Fluffy. He's probably just wanting to make sure that he keeps his energy count in good numbers for traveling through. Yeah, boom, look at that. Instantly drops a safety save. Yeah, so he's not going to have to do all of that section over again if he takes an unintentional death. But right now it looks like he's still in a good manner being able to get through there. Yeah, and the quick flash shows that he still has an energy left over.
Elo, you know, having all but one ability, so now we just have to make our way to sunken or Blackroot Burrows, where we'll get the final one, being Light Grenade.
Yeah, here we go. So Elo is in Blackroot Burrows, but this time he has every single skill except for a grenade. And so going into here, he's going to drop a save, take an intentional death to get a door to open, and then is going to be traveling down through to get past some instant death lasers. And so these lasers moving through at a really specific pace is going to decide what pattern they give him on the way out. And it looks like nice, yeah. He has very clean lasers, able to get the charge jump out of there. Yeah, and get up to skip this next cutscene before collecting his final skill. Yeah, and Fluffy now, Siki, is in the second half of Misty. Look at this, just throwing all together this movement getting through here. Really a pleasure to see.
Yeah, it's good to see Fluffy, you know, albeit being a little safe, overall having a really clean Misty, not really needing to bank on a lot of these safety saves.
Yeah. So. Yeah, working through some of these spikes, man, it can be so scary. You take one hit, and then that's it. You get one more chance. And, oh, Elo takes a death on the laser on the way out of Light Grenade Tree, so that's going to send him back there. But he's going for the grenade jump again and gets it.
Yeah, Elo showcasing why, you know, while Light Grenade is maybe a little more of like a low-key ability, you can... it has one particularly useful exploit where you can use it to get insane amounts of speed.
Yeah, it's so awesome to see Elo pulling those tricks out, and now he's going to be teleporting back as Fluffy quickly.
Really good quick kill.
Yeah, nicely done.
And getting that level up there. So Fluffy similarly on the home stretch, ready to get Light Grenade in to the end, while Elo already beginning the movement to Mount Horu.
Yeah, nice, and dodging that ability cell there, because that would give him like a few seconds to pick up the animation. So being able to get through there was really, really good. And now Elo on the 5 health minimum because he's cleaning up clean water. So we still have to do that poison swimming section at the end of the run.
Yeah, 5 being the minimum, which means that there still isn't a lot of room to work with. Not quite getting the... going for a second one and then just nailing it.
Yeah,
not pulling any punches.
Yeah, what's the backup to missing a grenade jump? Yeah, that's right. It's another
grenade jump.
Yeah, look at that bottom left-hand corner. Oh, so smooth.
That was great.
All right, here we go.
So coming up, this is a frame-perfect trick, and
oh my God,
see if we can get a first try.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful first try. Wasting no time on that trick.
Yeah, nicely done. That literally is 1/60th of a second, and Elo with 100% success rate coming through this
Never seen him fail it in this tournament, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, here we go. Elo in the final escape as Fluffy now is getting the Light Grenade Tree. So Fluffy is going to be on his way to the final escape to follow in Elo's trail. We definitely expect Elo to be able to close this out, though. There's a soft lock at the end we have to worry about, but I think Elo's been keeping track of the new voodoo that decides whether or not you soft lock. Yeah.
And this next part coming up on Elo's screen on the left, trying to land in this water at a very specific time because maximizing your swimming efficiency here, you're taking damage at a regular interval here and having no trouble coming out of it with 1 health. So. Wow,
nicely done from Elo, and he's heading up to this final trick. Oh no, he bashed into the wall. Oh no, don't do it.
And that is a soft lock, which means he has to do.
All right, so. Recently, there was a study done by one of our runners, Sigma, I believe. He can correct me if I'm wrong, but basically he found out that the speed that you travel into the wall decides whether or not you soft lock there on the final grenade jump at the end of the run. And so if you bash horizontally into it, or if you dash into the wall, you're moving too fast into the wall, so you end up like almost guaranteed soft locking there. So Elo, not knowing about this yet, bashes off the final Sigma rock into the wall, and it takes a soft lock. So he has to do the final escape again. Fluffy, though, almost to his attempts on door warp. If Elo dies a lot here in the final escape, which is unlikely, or if he continues to soft lock Siki, Fluffy could actually put on a
who knows?
Oh, no!
You know? And Fluffy is getting sent back to the small teleporter, unfortunately.
Yeah, just not quite getting over lava swim skip, and Elo now. Okay,
getting a good mount onto the wall and first try grenade jump just like that. That's going to be a GG for Elo. All he has to do is hold right here.
Yeah, GG Elo.
Fluffy getting back there. Yeah, it's worth mentioning, despite the death here, at Light Grenade, Fluffy was practically a minute ahead of its previous best race time. So wow. Yeah, it said the best was like a 30:50, and it was like somewhere in the ballpark of like a 29:40 or something or other. So
that is insane. And so now Fluffy coming up to Door Warp. Elo's final time looks like it is going to be a 32:05, throwing in those Naru optimizations right at the end. But Fluffy on the right, going for the Door Warp.
Going for Door Warp here.
Come on, Fluffy. You got this. Oh, it doesn't get it.
Gonna be trying it again here. 25% success rate. By no fault of the runner, this trick is just, it is what it is.
Come on, Fluffy, take my energy, man. Oh, I'm not quite getting it. Again, this trick can be so brutal, just especially trying it over and over again.
And especially when you have nerves and when you fail it repeatedly, it just starts to, wear on you.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, Fluffy. You can do it, man. Oh, man. So there is an alternate. You can do something known as a save drop, but you need an extra ability cell to do this. Oh, man. So, like, doing this trick, getting us to the end of the dungeon is really important. And there we go. Fluffy gets in there. So, not quite the door what Fluffy was hoping for, but he's in the final escape.
Now, similarly, let's hope, hopefully Fluffy does not experience any of the other kind of... It's a good stat that we have displayed there.
Take my energy, Fluffy. You got this, man. So in the final escape, you can't take any damage. Nice. C-dashing under those molten boulder. Going to be able to get through the first floor.
Really good movement, skipping that lava column cycle.
Yeah, so far so good. And he's past the elemental as well. All he has to do is get through this swimming section and then go up and nail that grenade jump. You can do this, Fluffy. Yep, so he's going to get off the first fish, gets past the second one, and gets out of the water. So now...
And triggering Kuro, so he's going to try to... Okay, so successfully dodging it, meaning he's going to go for the grenade jump, but not dying though, saving it, grabbing the cutscene.
Oh man, yeah, just one attempt at grenade jump.
Yeah, I props to seeing if you can just sneak that grenade jump in there right at the end. That was
there is a method to be able to despawn that Kuro instant kill plane, but it's kind of tricky to go for. So not seeing Fluffy go for that, that's completely fine. And now Fluffy has finished out. We get to see the cutscene that Elo ended up skipping. And then we're going to see if we can bring in our runner for an interview. Yeah, there we go. So Fluffy now just walking over. So this is normally the part where if you successfully get the grenade jump, it just brings us immediately to this part. You can just immediately start walking with Ori. And now after this short cutscene plays, we're just going to watch Fluffy hold to the right and finish out the run.
And we're also joined in the voice chat here by Elo, so in a moment we'll be able to check in with him.
Excellent. I look forward to that. Yeah, and here we go. And he's walking across, and time for Fluffy, a 35-16.
35.
So Elo taking the win here. That means he's going to progress on and be facing against Terra. And Fluffy, with a loss here, is not actually eliminated from the tournament yet, because this was an upper bracket match. This is just going to send Fluffy down into the lower bracket. So really exciting to see the performance of him today, and I look forward to seeing more of his matches. But that being said, in this voice call now, as Siki mentioned, we have EloJimmini joining us. Elo, what's up, man?
Yo, muffin. How's it going?
Good. I'm feeling pretty happiness right now.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So tell me a bit about that. Like, did you realize how good of a pace you were on going through this run up until Sorrow? And then did that sort of affect? Did you have a little bit of spaghetti to waste the energy, or was it just like mishaps?
Yeah, I kind of have certain timers in my head, so anything near a sub 20 at Feather, I know that's quite a good pace that most runners can't keep up with. So when I got 20 minutes exactly at Feather, I was like, I've got quite a bit of time here. And then the mishap in Sorrow happened, which totally caught me, like, it just hit me for 6. I had no idea what's happening. So I wasted that energy. So I was like, okay, I've wasted the energy. I'll go for the backup frog. Yeah. And then halfway through the backup frog, I was like, this is not why you need energy. So I was like, okay, screw this. I'm just going to start from the start and just go back so I know what I'm doing again.
Nice. Yeah, good adaptation. It's often like one of the hardest decisions to just be like, all right, reset. Let's just do this entire section over again.
It was the only option in my mind.
Yeah. Also going to other parts of the run, I just like so blown out of the water, man. Getting the sub 12-minute Ginso tree door like opening without making Grotto Cycle or anything like that. Have you just been like working in lots of optimizations into your run for a while? Are there things that you've added in to help improve your consistency in the early game, or are you just like a god of Ori?
I give my consistency down to, that's basically what I've focused on when I started this run. I've focused on like the minor movements, not all of the fancy charge dashes. I didn't add those in until much later, so I think that's the reason for my early game prowess. And yeah, a sub 12 is good, but I actually didn't like that time. I'm used to a better time. I made a lot of mistakes, as you said, with the cycle misses and the death near the double jump tree, so it was a bit of spaghetti, but I was quite happy with the start of the game as a good run.
Word. Yeah, so coming up next, your next opponent, Elo, is going to be Terra. How are you feeling about that match?
It'll be easy. No, we've been talking about this match. It should be a good one. He's got a really competitive time, so there's a little bit of banter between us as we are both British, so there's that going for that run. It should be a good one. It'll be definitely one to tune into.
Oh yeah, that's right. Isn't it like the like Scotland and United Kingdom like rivalry sort of a thing?
English and Scottish.
Yeah.
We will win this one, I'm afraid, Tara. Bring it.
Siki, do you have any questions for our runner before I ask a closing question?
Not really. I was similarly just wanting to get his thoughts on things like the Sorrow Bash and everything like that, but that was played off really well. Mostly I was just impressed with the that early game, going for that cutscene stack and not pulling any punches there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Woo. That being said, Elo, I mean, you mentioned your match against Terra, who is a very competent runner to be easy. So just sort of as a closing question, why are you going to win this tournament for Team Forlorn? And are there going to be any roadblocks on your way to the finals?
There are definitely going to be some roadblocks. Like, as this run shows, or most of my runs actually, I think I've only got one good time, like a 29 solid. So there's so many runners in this tournament that can consistently get 31s, 30s, even 29s. So there's about 10, if not more people, that if I have to face them, it's going to be a really competitive match. But I'll try and bring it home for Team Forlorn, Muffin.
Yes. Yeah, Team Forlorn, almost undefeated in tournaments so far. That being said, guys, Elo, thanks for joining us for the interview. Siki, thanks for laying down some sick commentary with me. Fluffy's not out of it. He's going to be playing the winner of Grimelios versus Mills Mess. So I look forward to watching him continue to run. And it looks like our next match is going to be a few hours from now. That is going to be at 9 p.m., which is Lurking Assassin versus Rufus. And that is going to be cast by none other than Sigma Sin and Flux. And that will be featured on Speed Gaming. And after this on Speed Gaming, there's going to be nothing for the next like 30 minutes or so, but it's going to be a Final Fantasy 1 PSP tournament at 5:30 Eastern. So from everybody here in the Ori tournament, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you at 9 p.m.
Catch you later, everybody.
damage as they head through. So, ooh, nice job. And wow, Yoko. Oh,
no. Oh, no, Yoko. Oh, my goodness. Please be careful.
He hasn't taken any, like, really bad deaths as a result, but...
Oh, no.
Why did I say that? Why did I say that?
Yeah, true shade. So we're going to see what Didu decides to do. Nice safety save there. And wow, the value from the safety save.
The trick itself requires precisely positioning a frog and managing your XP, but because that can happen, because that froggy has a chair and it can stomp it right on your tiny little head.
Oh god, no, get out of there!
Holy crap, the recovery from that.
Like, it's deceptive. Ooh, deceptively difficult. Rufus,
Holy
so close.
crap, Rufus.
Oh,
Oh god.
Exit.
And what is happening now?
I don't know.
Oh, Monkley's shot going through.
Oh, jeez, missed the double bash though. He's gonna go back up. Monkley's shots are phasing through. I hope he does not get that on the upper one. Jesus, broken his swamp.
Oh, Monkley getting hit by the shot.
Metal that Terra did. Oh, missing that, but he's got the backup. That's okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
Terra. Oh my gosh. Okay, try again. This time you can get to the platform.
What you've seen from runners like Lucidus, Uncle Ronnie, and Eviona so far in the tournament, and oh wow. I do not know how he survived.
Both runners getting that 5th.
Oh, Randomson had a really... Wow, what a nice backup, though. Randomson had trouble with the first spider shot, but now it's basically tied.
Go stomp the rocks. And oh,
Fluffy, what
I didn't know you could do that.
Oh,
You really just keep moving and skip that cutscene?
Oh god, Hori's in the air! Hello!
Oh no. Oh, Frankie. Frankie, please go away. Oh, that is so painful.
Oh, this is a party. Luckily, he does have a safety.
Yeah, mini boss not quite going according to plan. Melvin's gonna go with the stomp spam. Keep that frog away. Get out of here. Don't hit me with your chair. He says he gets through it okay, and we'll be just finishing up Misty.
The section is really difficult with the 5 health. Alright, he gets the bash off of the fish. So yeah, he gets through, but upcoming here is
He's spawned Kuro!
Oh, he died! Death! Richard is in the lead. No, they're tied. Richard just died as well.
What?
This is literally synced in the final escape, guys. Unbelievable.
They both stopped the thing together. Okay.
Each one of those grenades costs 1. He's got 1 left. That's enough for 2 grenade jump attempts. If he keeps missing in that particular way, he's got 1 chance left.
One more.
And he gets it! The
First
clutch.
try, and... Well, not first try, but... You know what? First try.
We'll call it first try.